Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another Knicks Nation postgame. Your New York Knicks lose to the Atlanta Hawks 116 to 121. Boy, oh boy, the New York Knicks had this game in the bag, and they lost it. And to be honest with you, the way they were playing all game long, they should have lost this game, and they did. Late in the fourth quarter, terrible offensive possessions, terrible defensive possessions, not getting Mikal involved. Thought Deuce should have been in there at the end of the game. It's not good right now. Things are not good right now. 2-game losing streak. Long road trip for this New York Knicks team. Houston, Detroit, Miami, Atlanta. But this is the game you needed to win to end the road trip 3-1. Having yourself feeling good going back home. You've been away from Madison Square Garden for about a week now. This is the game you needed to win. And the New York Knicks didn't. Appreciate every single one of you joining me here tonight. Just getting started on this post-game. New York Knicks lose to the Atlanta Hawks 116 to 121. A lot of stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And trust me, we will go over everything. Got my notes ready, got the stats ready. I see you guys in the chat. Appreciate every single one of you. Oh, man, nostalgic. What's going on, man? What's going on, nostalgic? Tony says turnovers what's cost us the game tonight and some bad possessions late in that fourth quarter. What's going on, Tony? Yeah, and I point my finger to Jalen Brunson. Had a terrible first half. Jalen Brunson got it going in the third quarter. But look, you can tell that Jalen Brunson is still trying to figure out how to run this offense. I mean, in the first half, Brunson had 3 turnovers, 0 assists, and he shot 3 of 8 from the field. So you could see that he is struggling to run this offense. He was bad in the second quarter. I thought he could have got a better shot late in that fourth quarter, but didn't. Had a corner 3, and I thought that was just like a terrible shot for Jalen Brunson. But yeah, Brunson doesn't really look good right now offensively, and he's not seeing the court well. A lot of times he's missing KAT. He missed KAT a few times at the top of the key. You could tell that it's taking him a while to adjust. It's mostly isolation for Brunson. And he's trying to do it all. He's trying to do the hero thing. He's trying to be a hero out there, but sometimes making the right read is what's best for this Knicks offense. So Brunson is struggling right now on offense, and he just got to get it together. Lewis says defense sucks, out rebounding 48 to 41 and turnovers 15 to 8. Turnovers 15 to 8. And we got out rebounded. Wow, we got out rebounded by that much? No, it wasn't that much. 7. But yeah, I mean, rim protection is an issue. Rebounding is an issue. And these losses now, you've seen things are starting. You're starting to see the warts in this Knicks team. And I want to take it back to the first quarter, right? I want to take it back to how the New York Knicks can set the tone, should have set the tone in this game. Mikal Bridges had Trae Young on him for majority of the game. Hawks made their adjustments a few, but the New York Knicks just would not pass the ball to Mikal Bridges. He is not involved at all offensively. And I feel like at times it should run through Mikal Bridges. This is now in 2 games this year. Tonight, Mikal Bridges had Trae Young on him. You would think like Trae Young, 6 foot, Mikal Bridges, 6'7". And the times that Mikal Bridges got the ball, the Knicks actually scored on those possessions because they sent a double team to Mikal Bridges' way, and it was a good possession. In the Cavs loss, OJ Anunoby had a mismatch on him. Knicks didn't take advantage of it. It sucks, man. When you have Mikal Bridges, when you have Trae Young guarding Mikal Bridges, you need to get him the ball. You need to get him involved. I don't care if it takes away from your offense. I don't care if you have an offensive plan. I don't care. Throw everything out the window. Take advantage of the mismatch. It's simple basketball. It's like they don't want to deviate their game plan to take advantage of matchups right now. So, for one, that's why Mikal Bridges didn't really have a good game. I thought the Knicks could have got him the ball more, and they didn't. They didn't. 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 7, 10 points from Mikal Bridges. KAT was balling. Karl-Anthony Towns was balling tonight. 34 points, 16 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, 5 of 9 from 3. I mean, yeah, what is it, six straight games or 5 straight games when the Knicks starters have scored in double digits? Yeah, but KAT was balling, man. I felt like you could have gave him the ball more, and you didn't. McBride was balling off the bench. It's frustrating, man. Frustrating loss. Talented Nate, what I've seen so far is that KAT needs the ball in late game situations so far until Brunson can get in his rhythm. Oh, man. Man, I'm so frustrated. Yeah, Lewis, we'll get to that. We'll get to this rotation, man. Frustrated, man. Man, oh man. What's his name on the Hawks was killing us, the rookie. 32 points, 6 of 10 from the field. I mean, Brunson was having a hard time with him. Oh, man. Hit him up says, can we please stop with the getting used to each other? That song is getting old. What's going on? Hit him up. It's the reality of the situation, man. I mean, look, some adversity is good. You take this, you bottle it up, but there are some issues right now. This offense is not flowing. This offense is not clicking for some reason, and it sucks because in the 3 wins that the Knicks have, the offense has been clicking. When the Knicks play well, when they're locked in, you can tell that the offense is playing well. But when they're not locked in, and the last 3 minutes of the game, the last 2 minutes, you had a 5-point lead. You had a 5-point lead. And then all of a sudden you decided not to play anymore in the last couple of minutes of the game. Man, oh man. Offensive execution just isn't good right now for this Knicks team. It isn't. It isn't, man. And I point to Brunson. He could be better. He needs to be better. 4 assists. This needs to go up. 18, a lot of stagger, a lot of isolation. He's just not seeing the floor well right now, and he's not trusting in his teammates. And I'm sure they're gonna try to get Mikal involved more, but that just baffled me. Mikal Bridges not getting the ball with Trae Young on him, who can't play defense. Every time Mikal Bridges should be catching that ball, posting Trae Young up. Every time. I don't care. I don't care if it takes you out of your offensive flow. I don't care. Good things come from that. And the Knicks just decided to not feature that. And that's not why the Knicks lost. I mean, amongst other things, they weren't prepared. They weren't, we had that lead, the 5-point lead, the block from Towns. That was actually a block and called back. And then after that, it's just terrible possession. Brunson had a mismatch with Clint Capella at the top of the key, which I'll show the video really quick for you guys. It's this video right here where Jalen Brunson is just not seeing the floor well. Knicks down 111 to 112. Minute 5 to go. KAT sets a good pick for Jalen Brunson. One-on-one with Capella. He has the pull-up right here for 3 if he wants it. Doesn't take it. Kind of brings it back. Possession's dead after that. Possession's dead. And it's just things like that where the New York Knicks are not, where he's not seeing the ball well. He's not seeing the floor well, excuse me. I said KAT would be the best player on the team when he came here. He's good. No arguing with that, man. KAT is absolutely, he balled out tonight, man. He really did, fighting for the boards. But you could tell, I mean, down low, Knicks are giving up a lot of layups. Anunoby and Bridges defensively just isn't showing up. No aggression on the defensive end from Mikal Bridges. Knicks are giving up a lot of points in the paint, a lot of easy buckets. KAT can't do it alone. And that's where you miss a big man like Mitchell Robinson, gobbling all that up. And the Knicks defensively, as bad as their offense was in the last stretch of the game, defensively, they're not playing well at all. Not communicating. Brunson's getting cooked. Bridges is getting cooked sometimes. And yeah. So Tony says, I'm telling you, Ant, Brunson is not going to average more than 5 assists a game. Brunson doesn't have to be Superman like last year. You have way more help this year. Yeah, he does not have to be Superman. Brunson does not have to be Superman. And look, that will come. I know a lot of, like someone said in the chat, like he's tired of hearing the same old excuse. But that will come with time. He's not seeing the floor well. And whether that has to do with, everything still being kind of new for him, and he just he reverts to just, all right, I'm just going to take this myself because that's what I'm more comfortable with. He's not seeing the lobs well. It's rough couple of games for this Knicks team. KAT needs interior defense. Look, how many blocks did KAT have tonight? Amanda, what's going on? Appreciate you. Look, KAT had 34, 16 rebounds, 5 offensive, and 3 blocks tonight. I know that the numbers show that he, in terms of like interior presence, I think he's given up like the most points in the NBA or something like that. Or he's like not the most points, but like high percentage. But it's honestly just him. Because you know why? Jericho Sims is still giving you absolutely nothing. And I don't know what's going on regarding that. But Jericho Sims is still giving you absolutely nothing off the bench. The Knicks bench, besides Deuce McBride, I mean, shout out to Kolek tonight, number one. I thought he should have played more. No, I shouldn't say the Knicks bench. Jericho Sims. Let's isolate Sims. He's giving you nothing. And I've come to the conclusion that what the New York Knicks are telling us is that we're going to give him more than a 7-game sample size. We've spent way too much time in this summer with this guy trying to develop him to not do that. So we're going to give him way more than a 7-game sample size. But Jericho Sims isn't giving you anything tonight. These last couple of games. Had a couple of good moments tonight, but still, I mean, he's not giving you anything. He's not. Sims won't even dunk. Won't even dribble. I'm not turning on Thibs yet, but Sims. Yeah. Tony says at some point the coach is not getting this lineup to produce. Hands down, defense isn't looking good as well. And we haven't talked about that. Yeah, defensively, this Knicks team hasn't looked good. And that could contribute to this rotation, guys. I mean, again, I said it at the end of the Houston game, and I'm going to say it tonight. And Anunoby played literally probably the entire first half, sat the last couple minutes, got back in the game at the end there. Tom Thibodeau doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't trust anybody off the bench besides Deuce McBride right now. And that's a problem. It is game number 7, and Tom Thibodeau doesn't really trust his bench. Bridges, 39 minutes. Anunoby, 41 minutes. Towns, 38 minutes. Look, I'm not the one to be the minute police. I get it, especially in the playoffs. I don't care. But you have to trust your bench, man. You have to trust Kolek. In my opinion, Tyler Kolek in that first half, when Brunson was struggling, settled things down, got the Knicks in their offensive game. The ball was moving more with Tyler Kolek, hit a couple of threes. Everyone kind of relaxed with Tyler Kolek in the game. Second half, he got blown by a defensive possession, backdoor cut. Thibs pulled him. Short leash for Kolek in that second half. And look, I don't know what to make of it, man, but 8-man rotation, especially when one of those guys is playing like garbage, and that guy being Jericho Sims, when you have Huck Porty chomping at the bit, wanting to get in there, you just signed Matt Ryan. Thibs doesn't trust his bench at all right now, and it's a problem. It's an issue in my opinion. Cam, what's going on, man? A tough loss. Sims is a liability. Our offense does two things. Teams take that away. We really struggle to find shots, still figuring out identity, though. And man, it says Thibs needs therapy. All that young talent on the bench just going to waste. Oh, man. The minute distribution right now is wild, man. It's not sustainable. Someone is going to get hurt. Someone is going to get hurt. I hate to say it. I don't like injuries. I don't want anyone to get hurt. But the minute distribution is terrible. And this is what brings me back to, where I know this is like a crazy theory, but this brings me back to kind of the loss of Johnny Bryant. Johnny Bryant used to get up and be in Tom Thibodeau's ear almost like every possession. Used to help him with substitutions. Thibs is not really trusting his subs, and maybe he's just forgetting. Like, I don't know, but someone needs to be in Thibs' ear and be like, look, trust this man, play this man longer, play Kolek longer, let him make mistakes. Let him make mistakes. Who cares? He gave us a nice spark in the first half. Play Huck Porty over Sims. Sims is playing like garbage. Easy thing is to put Huck Porty in there. Maybe Matt Ryan could have spotted someone a couple of minutes. Maybe Daddy could have got in there. It's frustrating, man. It's frustrating, but I think that's where the loss of Johnny Bryant is kind of rearing its ugly head, because Bryant used to be in Tom Thibodeau's ear for the majority of the game. But yeah, guys, frustrating loss, man, all around. Tony says losing to the Hawks is unacceptable. We better not lose to the Nets. Look, at this rate, I don't know. Nets are playing well. Knicks 100 GM, right? It's Sims' fault. Another positive plus minus, but of course it's Sims. I'm not blaming his loss on Jericho Sims, first and foremost. I want to get that clear. I'm not blaming his loss on Jericho Sims. I'm just saying he's not really providing anything for this Knicks team when he's in there for Karl-Anthony Towns. KAT needs his rest. He's been averaging 32 minutes a game, but when KAT is coming out and Sims is not providing anything, that's when Tom Thibodeau gets kind of like nervous. Like, I got KAT at the end of the bench. Sims is not doing anything. Got to put KAT back in. Like, if Sims is giving us something, then you can let KAT rest a little bit. But yeah, man. Look, I don't like the way this Knicks team closed this game. Brunson corner 3. I didn't like that shot at all. You couldn't get a better shot than that. But hey, adversity is good, especially this young in the season. The sky isn't falling. We're 3-4. Long road trip. We had this game in the bag, and it's just offensively they're not clicking. And it starts with your head of the snake, Jalen Brunson. He's not seeing the floor well. I'm sure he's going to say he's got to be better in that regard. But, he's just, 3 turnovers, 0 assists, 3 of 8 shooting in that first half. It's not good from your star point guard. He's scoring, yes. I mean, not 8 of 18 tonight, 21 points for JB, but need more from him, right? Need more from Brunson. And I don't want to keep ripping Brunson these last couple of games, but just hasn't looked right. Hit him up, says Johnny Bryant got the Cavs 9-0. Smart Kid, what do you want from Sims? Give me a stat line. I'll give you a stat line, Smart Kid. I mean, he's playing 10 to 15 minutes a game. At least 2 buckets. Right? And look, they've tried to get him lobs tonight. Especially in that first half, Brunson tried to get him a lob. It got stolen. I think it was Brunson or Josh Hart. Tried to get him a lob tonight. It got stolen. Rebounding. He's been offensive rebounding, especially versus the Rockets. He wasn't going up strong for the rebounds, losing balls out of bounds. But I don't know, man. But, you know, he was a +7 tonight. But 2 rebounds, no points, no field goal attempts. Missed both of his free throws. I don't know. I can't just give you a stat line, but I just have to see it with Sims, and we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. I'm not blaming it on Sims. I'm just saying, you know, I want to see Hukporti in there, especially if you're gonna go with this 8-man rotation where you have been, which you have been going with, and you're only playing Kolek 9 minutes, and Anunoby's playing heavy minutes right now, man, and I'm just concerned that this will catch up. Because yeah, it's cool, and the thing is, these guys are playing heavy minutes right now, and we're not winning. So what is it giving you? We're not winning. Rockets game, they played heavy minutes, we didn't win. Tonight they played heavy minutes, we didn't win. So that's my point. Mike, what's going on, man? Why is Sims still playing? Put in number 55 in so he can help KAT out on the boards. Warren says, yeah. Look, Hukporti's been chomping at the bit. I want to see Hukporti. I've been saying it forever now. It's just, you know, at this point, it's I don't understand. I hope they make the switch. But it has to be the front office telling Tom Thibodeau, we want to see more out of Jericho Sims. Don't just give it 7 games. We worked with him so much this summer, which they claim they've had, and we haven't really seen anything from him. But at what point is the front office and Tom Thibodeau just going to be like, enough is enough when Precious comes back? I don't know. Tony says we need Precious and Cam back. I really think once Mitch comes back, we will be better defensively. And on offense, it will put Hart coming off the bench. Tony, I agree. I think we definitely need Mitchell Robinson back, and I definitely do think he needs to start alongside Karl-Anthony Towns, and I definitely do think that's when the Knicks will actually hit their stride, but we can't count on that. Mitchell Robinson is hurt right now, but Campaign is missed, but Deuce has been showing up, and Kolek has been showing up, man. Look, I can't say we miss Payne if we're like versus the Houston game. I thought Kolek looked good. He just didn't play that much. Tonight, first half, Kolek looked good. Ran the offense well. Put guys in their spots. The offense was flowing when Kolek came in the game because Brunson was struggling, man. First quarter, everything was offense doesn't look good. Kolek comes in, pass here, pass there, makes everything look easy. Defensively, he's a problem too. But offensively, the Knicks look good. Hit a couple threes in that first half. Didn't trust him in the third quarter. Yanked him. He's definitely not going to play majority of the fourth. I just think right now, a problem right now is that Thibs doesn't trust anybody but his starters. And to me, that's an issue right now. That's a problem. Especially if your starters aren't playing well. You know, like besides KAT. You know? So that's where Knicks could still drop 116 points, but they gave up 121 points. Defensively, they're not where they need to be right now. They're not. A lot of blow-bys. Josh Hart defensively. Brunson especially. Hawks were hunting him tonight. And Mikal Bridges. Smart Kid, what's the deal with Bridges? I feel like he disappears in the second half. Smart Kid, I came into this post game saying, look, all game long, Trae Young was guarding Bridges, and the Knicks just didn't take advantage of that matchup. A lot of the times where the Knicks pass it to Bridges. A good shot came out of that. They were double teaming Bridges, and Bridges with I think he found Anunoby underneath the basket one time. But yeah, that's an issue. I think Bridges can handle the ball some. A lot of the issues. Remember, Dante was a ball handler for this Knicks team. Randall was a ball handler for this Knicks team. And I think over time, the Knicks will find that. Bridges will take the ball up some. Remember, Dante used to take the ball up a lot. So I think I want the Knicks to run the offense through Bridges a little bit more, because him and KAT have the quickest releases in the starting lineup, and you got to take advantage of that, right? You got to take advantage of that. So I think over time that will come, but the Knicks are missing that kind of second ball handler right now, especially if Brunson isn't having it. Brunson is acting like there's too much stuff on his plate. Like he's just making bad decisions right now. So it's an issue, but Bridges needs to be involved more. When you have Trae Young on you and you don't feature him, you're doing that to yourself. You're doing that to yourself. So, but yeah, 10 shots for Bridges, 2 of 7 from the field, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. He's playing heavy minutes, and you're just not getting enough from him. And I think over time that will come. Daniels locked up Brunson. Yeah, man. Daniels was good on Jalen Brunson this game, man. He was. Shout out to him. Keith says we in bad shape if we need Mitchell Robinson, who first has to get into game shape. He's starting his days over. Yes, hopefully we can get Mitchell Robinson back, but I'm not counting on that. But, things will kind of solidify themselves with Mitchell Robinson. Calm Knight says this whole team was built with the idea that Brunson was going to be playing like an MVP so that everyone else can score easier. But if Brunson's going to be playing like trash, then this team won't work. What's going on, Calm Knight? Yeah, bad game out of Jalen Brunson. He's not seeing the floor well. Terrible first half from him, and no excuses, right? I'm sure he's going to say it's a bad game, but with terrible minute distribution, not trusting your bench, the bad vision out of Brunson, too much ISO. The ball is sticking a lot with Jalen Brunson. I think he has like a 36% usage rate, 37% usage rate. A lot of ISO stuff. And when you have a sniper like Karl-Anthony Towns, who was shooting the lights out tonight, they couldn't stop him, really. I didn't like that last shot. I don't know why that went to Brunson in the corner. I'm still sitting here trying to scratch my head, trying to figure that out. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Still early, but this one definitely is frustrating. Man, appreciate every single one of you here. Just chopping it up on this Knicks loss, 121-116 to the Atlanta Hawks. Knicks now 4-3-4 on this young season, 2-3 away from Madison Square Garden. We've been away from Madison Square Garden for about a week now. Long road trip finally comes to an end, and it doesn't end the way we like it. Shout out to Deuce McBride tonight. Finally found his shot. Thought he should have played more in that fourth quarter. Thought he should have played more over Josh Hart. Well, the Knicks definitely got stagnant on offense. But Tom Thibodeau didn't realize that, didn't recognize that, only trusted his starters in that situation. And there you have it. 28 minutes, 4-6 from 3, 7 assists, 16 points for Deuce. Great game out of Deuce McBride tonight. Josh Hart had he got beat a lot. I think the technical that he picked up tonight was terrible. I thought the refs should have let that go. But a lot of hesitation from Josh Hart tonight too. A lot of plays where he was hesitating. OG Anunoby, there was a play in the fourth quarter where he was wide open, and he passed it to Josh Hart. And Josh Hart didn't know what to do with it because he was surprised that he got the ball from OG Anunoby. Anunoby, you're wide open. If you're open, shoot it. Please. Hart, Anunoby, I don't care. I know you want to pass. I know you want to make the extra pass. I know you want to, but man, oh man. I'm trying to find that. This was the play where Brunson, oh man, double team from Capella. Just didn't see Karl Anthony Towns right here for the three. And Brunson's he didn't see the floor well tonight. Yeah, man. Tough way to lose, that's for sure. Keith says KAT can't guard fours, and then we needed a power forward. We would have kept Julius Randle. We got KAT to play center. That's where he's staying. I don't know. I think when Mitchell Robinson comes back, I think KAT moves to the 4. Smart kid, I still think too many people shoot. There should be a hierarchy and agreement on who's taking the shots. I don't think the Knicks are there yet offensively. I don't think they know, like, the Bridges. They haven't figured out Mikal Bridges, and they will. Still early. It's November 6th. Look, I wanted to give this until January to click. The wins were great. Everyone is clicking. We're still scoring in double digits. The starting 5. They will get it. They will click. It's just, you got to analyze tonight, react, sleep on it, have a better day tomorrow. But they will get it. They will click. Brunson will get it. Brunson's a stud. Brunson will get it. He's smart enough. He's a smart enough player to get it. And things will come. It will come with time. And some adversity is always welcomed to have. And, hey, we're going through it in the beginning of the season, right? And to start the gate, we all knew this was a tough schedule, right? So, Precious and Huck. Amanda says Precious and Huck can be a major spark in defense off the bench if Thibs lets them cook. Yeah, when Precious, we need... One thing is for sure, man, that we definitely need Precious Achiuwa back ASAP. I'm not sure if he takes the Jericho Sims role and Thibodeau still stays with 8 guys. But one thing is for sure is that Precious Achiuwa is missed off the bench. Because if KAT is coming out and you're not getting anything from your backup, that's a problem. And Thibodeau, he has a short leash. If he sees Sims is not giving you anything, he's going to pull him. Tyler Kolek is a rookie. Had a great first half. If you see his second half, he made like one mistake. Let a backdoor pass go behind him. After that, Thibs pulls him. So, we're going through that. And obviously, Precious is out. But yeah, look. Every post game I've been coming on here saying I want to see Ariel Hukporti play. And look, there's only so much I could say. Especially when Jericho Sims isn't playing well. And I don't get it. No way we traded all these picks for and Boyan for Bridges to put up 12 to 18 points and putting up less than 10 shots a game. Like, come on, Tony says. I don't care for the points, Tony. Bridges is just a threat out there. The Knicks aren't using him correctly. Bridges is a good post-up player. He had Trae Young on him all night. Knicks, they didn't use him. He can bring the ball up, Bridges. He can kind of play that Dante role, bring the ball up sometimes, let Jalen Brunson kind of take a breather. They're not using him like that. A lot of times he's being parked in the corner. One thing with Mikal Bridges, he's shooting at a high rate from corner threes this year, from longer threes, 30 feet out. I think he's shooting like 30% or 20% or something like that. But yeah, the Knicks are just not using Bridges to his full potential, and that will come over time. That will. It's just frustrating tonight that this guy had Trae Young on him and the Knicks just decided not to feature him. And defensively, look, I'm not going to defend Bridges defensively too. He's getting lost sometimes. A lot of times not really being aggressive defensively last couple of games. It'll come. Jaw Skillful. What's going on, Jaw Skillful? Says, what do you think is the core of the issue as to why the Knicks are struggling so much and they are not running away with these close games? It's a good question, Jaw Skillful. I think your star player isn't really playing well right now. These last couple of games, he's been struggling. Brunson's not seeing the ball well. The assist numbers, what do they have tonight? Let me just go to the assist numbers tonight. 29 assists for this Knicks team. McBride had 7 of them. Hart had 8. Brunson only had 4. Bridges had 5. Brunson, the leader of the pack, isn't really seeing the floor well. And they're having trouble close these games because the communication is lacking, I think. Offensively, they're not getting in their sets. They're taking tough contested shots like Brunson's corner 3. And, that over time will correct itself. That will fix itself. But it's frustrating that this came against the Atlanta Hawks in the last game versus the Rockets especially. And I'm not gonna rule out fatigue. I'm not. I know it's super early in the season, super early. But end of games, that's where you need your legs the most. And when you have Anunoby 41 minutes, Towns 38, Brunson 37, Hart 38, Bridges 39. Once again, I'm not the minute police, but your legs feel extra heavy. And that could contribute not closing these games correctly. But it'll come. Hopefully. But a lot of people that didn't like the trade are out and about right now. I'll tell you that. A lot of people that are out and about right now. Smart kid, that's what I'm getting at with my hierarchy comment. It got to be established that KAT and Bridges are the guys. I feel like it's a free-for-all. Yeah, it's frustrating the way the New York Knicks are not utilizing Mikal Bridges right now. He's a great offensive player. He has a quick release when he's coming off the pick and rolls. He's a good post-up player. Baffles my mind again tonight. But it's frustrating. But they're just not clicking offensively, guys. They're just not clicking offensively right now in these last 2 losses. And the wins, they've looked amazing. But in these last 2 games, they just have looked all discombobulated. Defensively, especially. A lot of shots around the rim that they're letting up. Dorksaurus, what's going on, Dorkosaurus? I see you on X tweeting me. Thibs threw yet another winnable game. Trash Sims minutes and not playing Dadier, who has pro experience playing against Rachier from France and Germany. I can't argue with you, Dorkosaurus. Kolek looked good in the first half. Thibs didn't trust him in the second half. Sims is not looking good. The only guy right now that Tom Thibodeau trusts is McBride, and I've said it. It's just the reality of the situation, man. Matt Ryan, newly acquired Matt Ryan, not getting in there yet. Dadier, not getting in there yet. And I think if Thibs goes 9 guys, right? If he goes 9 guys and at least gives us Tyler Kolek 15 minutes off the bench, maybe 13 minutes. I mean, you're looking at the Hawks. It seems like every team is going 9 guys, right? And their main guys are playing heavy minutes. Hawks players, 39 minutes. Trae Young, 35. But just give me some Dadier minutes and Huck Porty minutes and just see where it goes from there. But hey, I know it's not gonna happen. I get it's just not Tom Thibodeau's in his DNA, and it's frustrating because when guys aren't playing well, when Kolek is playing well, you want to instill confidence in your rookie. You want to trust him out there. Be like, okay, kid, you're playing well. You're running the offense well. Keep on doing it, man. Keep on doing it. Maybe play Kolek and Brunson together. Maybe have Brunson as the 2 and have Kolek run the show a little bit. I don't know. Try some things. I think they did that a little bit tonight. It'll come. Tony says, I feel like Bridges and Jalen can score 25 each game. They can, and that's the frustrating thing, Tony. They can. And Bridges is such a gifted scorer that over time it will come. But right now the Knicks are trying to figure out Brunson and KAT. Especially that Brunson and KAT pick and roll. I think Brunson gets lost a lot. And Brunson doesn't know what to do. A lot of times tonight he's just undecisive with his with his passing. And that's where I think the Knicks had an issue tonight, mainly. And it ruled its ugly head down the stretch of this basketball game. Mike, we just need to play the healthy guys because it's about staying healthy. How does playing 40 minutes every night keep us fresh and healthy? We just need bodies out there. Sheesh. Mike, I agree. Everyone's healthy now. Thank God everyone's healthy. But we know these guys have injury histories, especially number 8 on the Knicks. Don't want to speak that into existence, but it is game number 6. And these guys are playing heavy minutes, 7 games in, and we're not winning. It's one thing if these guys are playing, they want to play, we're getting these gritty, grind out wins, and we're winning. But we're losing. So where is it getting you right now? It's a long season. It's only 7 games in. It's a long season. And the Knicks have had a lot of days off here, but these games are going to start to come quickly. I mean, look at this Knicks schedule. And I don't know who made this schedule for the Knicks at all, but 4-game road trip comes to an end. Then you come home to Milwaukee, who's been struggling. You can say that's like a get-right game. Hopefully you get that one, because then you go back on the road at Indiana. And then of course, Tuesday, November 12th, the NBA Cup game. That's when Joel Embiid wants to decide to play. Who cares? Bring it on. We ain't scared. And then you got some winnable games. You're on a 4-game homestand. And then you go out west at the end of the month. I mean, at Phoenix, Utah sucks. That should be a win. At Denver, at Dallas, at Charlotte should be a win. So October, November, the schedule was just not in the Knicks' favor. And I don't want to make excuses, but it's just been a terrible, awful schedule for this Knicks team. We knew coming into the season that the first 10 games were going to be tough. And so far, the Knicks are 3-4. So, and you got Milwaukee, you got Indiana, and you got Philadelphia. So now you have 3 straight games against Eastern Conference teams. Milwaukee, I'm not really worried about, but Dame can get hot at any minute. Giannis can get hot. And then at Indiana is always a tough place to play. And then at Philly. Remember, at Indiana, we couldn't win in the playoffs. Couldn't win over there. Vertify, what's going on? Would rather start Huck Porty at center. I agree. I agree. Tony says Kolek, McBride, Hart, Precious, Huck Porty. That should be your bench. Kolek, McBride, Hart, Precious, Huck Porty. Yes. When Mitchell Robinson comes back, yeah, I think Hart would be relegated back to the bench. Joe Brown, man, every team been struggling, just not against the Knicks. They out here looking sorry, spent all that money for nothing. Joe Brown, man, I know you're frustrated. I feel your frustration. Right now, it's not looking good for this Knicks team, but I go back to these 3 losses. I know you guys don't want to hear it. We look great, especially that game at Miami, Detroit. Everything was clicking. Just sucks that we couldn't end this road trip 3-1. Sucks, man. Now you got to go home and just get right game versus Milwaukee. Because let's say we lose that game, right? Then we're 3-5 at Indiana, at Philly. And you don't like that, right? Still super early, though. Schedule lightens up, especially after this West Coast trip. That's when the schedule really lightens up for this Knicks team. You got a lot of home games. January lights up. So December it lights up. Just getting through this stretch now. And it just sucks that at this time, the Knicks are trying to find their offense, trying to find their flow. And it will come. It will come. When I would panic is like game 20, game 30, and the Knicks are under 500, not clicking. You're not seeing flashes. They're still not getting Mikal involved. Brunson's still trying to play hero ball at times. That's when you start to panic. But I think Precious coming back will solidify things off that bench. Hopefully Thibs will open up this rotation, because if not, I mean, you're just asking for it, man. Mike says the way this team is playing right now, playing them won't hurt. We can't look any worse than this, and why not get them going now while we are learning how to play? Yeah, I mean, we need a get-right game. We need just go back home, right? Long road trip. These guys haven't seen their family in a week. Go back home, probably flying in right now, flying out of Atlanta soon. Get-right game versus Indiana, then right back on the road to the first Milwaukee, going back home at Indiana, then at Philly, which is going to be an emotional game because all eyes are going to be on that game because it's a TNT game. It's Joel Embiid's return. It's an NBA Cup game. So all eyes are going to be on that game, emotional game. And then you come home for winnable games. But you're seeing signs you're seeing signs that we can build on, but there are some alarming signs. And it starts with the defense, starts with the rebounding, starts with the, around the rim. Rim protection isn't great. Just a lot of easy baskets that the Knicks are letting up, and it's frustrating. Sorry about that. Manuel says it's easy to point the finger on the coach. Manuel, man, I mean, I know I don't want to sit here and point fingers, but everyone agrees that it's super early. Thibs is not trusting his bench right now, especially with Precious out. And I get that he's trying to get the starters. He's trying to get them their chemistry together, because you can't have chemistry without being on the court together. So that's one way to have chemistry together, is just play together. And Thibs wants them to play a lot, and hopefully they can gain chemistry and just build off of these losses, man. These losses build character. These losses build adversity. Well, not build adversity, but you get what I'm saying. If I was Thibs, I would try Hukporti at the 5, KAT, OG, and Miles and Brunson as the starting 5 from now. It's an option, like start Hukporti alongside KAT. I wouldn't mind that, but why would he do that if he's not playing Hukporti right now off the bench? You're just going to thrust him in the starting 5. So I don't think that's going to happen. But we just got to get back to our, defensive ways, like Joe Brown says in the chat, man. We just got to get back to defense. Our scoring ain't the issue. It's the defense, Just think about the scoring. We're still scoring a lot of points, and the offense just isn't looking right. And we're still, okay offensively. But defensively, whether that's miscommunication, Bridges, Anunoby, the switching hasn't been there. They're attacking Brunson. Defensively, we got to get back to our old ways, and it just hasn't been Knicks brand of basketball defensively to start this season. All right, man, tough loss. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. On the road to 5K subscribers. Once again, if you wanted to hop on the live stream and join me, give your take on the live stream, I'm more than welcome to do that. You can become a member, part of the Orange and Blue Society. Hop on the live stream and, just have some fun together. But tough loss, man. We'll bounce back. We're going home, game against the Bucks. Hopefully we get that win, and we just go from there. But just hasn't looked right these last couple of games. And we saw this coming. It doesn't hurt. A little adversity. Bring it on, man. Bring it on. Appreciate every single one of you in here. I'm Anthony. Have a great night. Thank you for giving me your time. As always, it's Let's Go Knicks. Peace.